Welcome, everybody, and we are fired up for another sensational college football matchup. Nobody at home today who can stake their claim in this neutral site showdown. We believe we've got a great one in store today, and when you've got a team that makes it into the top 25, now when you go on the road, that's when you prove you belong. As we'll see, the number 15 team in the country, the Florida State Seminoles, taking on a team from the SEC, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Alabama about to kick off to get things started. He'll call for the fair catch here. First down here for the offense. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. Looking for a productive play on first down. The secondary walks up on the line showing press coverage. The give to Davis. Smashes through the tackle. Turns it on at midfield. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to stop this guy. They better rally to the football and get multiple hats because he is not easy to bring down.
That kind of play will put a jolt into a drive. It's 1st and 10 from just inside the 40. Might as well give it to him again. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman. These two conferences largely share the same geographic footprint, and the ACC loves it when they can take down a team from the SEC.
And we see these two conferences play each other oftentimes early in the season, late in the season. David, think about Clemson, South Carolina, Florida, Florida State. These players have a lot of familiarity with one another.
And this already matters so much to these kids because they grew up in the same area a lot of times, like Reese was talking about with the footprint. But how about in the past, too? When your undefeated league champion gets left out of the playoff for an SEC team, a little more fuel for the fire.
They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On third down, going up top. Fires to the middle. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
And the Seminoles will line up to punt it away. You ought to be able to use this first punt to pin them deep. Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. And just a spectacular punt. It'll go out of bounds inside the 5-yard line and really put this offense in a hole. They're backed up, 1st and 10 from inside their own 5. Let's see if they can create some space. Now on the move. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. And here comes the offense on second down. Quick completion to the right. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. The evolution of the Alabama offense has always been built around what does the quarterback do best, and this guy's doing a lot of things well.
And we've seen some sensational ones. And to your point, I like that. Jalen Hurts, really good runner. They built it around his feet. You know, Bryce Young, really good passer. Tua Tagovailoa, really good passer. More about the passing game, explosive passing plays. So they'll do.
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
And he was held in check in game one, but you're not going to hold him in check for long. And right out the gates, getting a sack in the second ball game, that will not be his last sack of the season. This dude is a ball player.
Let's see if they can get out of their own way on second and long from the 8. To the air, it's Hess. He's got his man. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
That wide receiver on the outside is dangerous. When you're playing zone coverage, it's really hard because you're not chasing him. You can't really get hands on him. You got to make sure you send more guys his direction. Maybe slide those linebackers toward that wide receiver so you got a little more help on the outside.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, backed up inside their 20. From the gun, wants to pass. Pressure coming. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on third down. Alabama will bring the punt team on the field. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Oh, and now the ball has been knocked free. It's as if that ball had a magnet going back to the offense. How in the world did they keep it?
When you're a return specialist, you're trying to make huge plays. You only get a couple cracks at it a game. You want to make something happen. Unfortunately, he put on the turf. At least his team recovered. But I will say this. In conversation on the sideline, it won't be fun with the special teams coach.
Leaves it with the back. And they exploited that soft spot. They get it down to the 35. He's up to 57 yards on the ground in this first quarter. That is a terrific start. They'll snap it on first down from the 35. Looking to move it through the air. Caught in the backfield, it's Davis. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land.
I'll tell you what, really good job by the defense, having vision on the quarterback. And as soon as he threw that football, man, they broke on the football right away, didn't waste time, and got the running back on the ground for no gain.
Here comes the offense on second down. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Looking to pass. It's Wells. Right down the middle. Finds space on the right. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop.
You know, and that's why this guy can play first, second, and third down. You've already seen him earlier in the drive rip off some nice runs, but he can catch the football as well. And they're going to find ways to get him going in all sorts of ways, but you're seeing it specifically on this drive.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. He's looking to throw. He caught it. And the defense forces him to step out at the 3.
Man, this guy's going to need some water when he gets to the sidelines. They've been putting him to work on this drive, right?
And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. And they take another look at the play, but the officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. To the ground to try to pick up the first. That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on third down.
So on offense, you've got to find a way to put 6 up on the board. You know that in this game, field goals may not get it done. So big-time players make big plays in big games. Who can you rely on right now to get you a touchdown?
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. They'll have to settle for a field goal attempt. And this one ought to be nice and easy, a 22-yard attempt. Right down the boulevard, it's good. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. UNLV proved it is battle-tested and capable of winning any place, any time after this one. And just think of the confidence this Rebels team gained today. Invaluable, if you ask me. It's one game. You don't want to react too much either way. But I think both teams will leave this one with some things to work on moving forward.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. Off the play fake on first down. Fires to the middle. He makes the catch. At the 45 on his way. And he's brought down after a huge completion. Big-time playmakers on the outside. Now, look, Alabama's had great receivers. Ozzie Newsome, David Palmer way back in the day. But nowadays, it's sort of part of the DNA for the Crimson Tide.
Man, the run they had for several years was unbelievable with Judy and Ruggs and Cooper and Devontae Smith. Like, we can just keep going on guy after guy after guy that they had that wore that uniform that was a big-time elite playmaker on the outside.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride in stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, it's Hess. Working that left side now. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few. Running backs just have to be a weapon in the passing game, even for little dump-offs and checkdowns.
Yeah, find your matchups. I mean, you think about running back versus a linebacker. We like that matchup in space, and so find ways to get the football to your running back in space where you can break tackles and make things happen because they're just so dynamic.
Wide receiver now comes in motion. Here's the handoff. They've got it inside the 40 at the 39 as they pick up the first down.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the first down mark.
Alabama rolling quickly downfield, set up with another first down. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. Trying to get to him.
Down here, bud. I'm here.
see what they've got on second down. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
You want to make a guy that's elite, that's one of the best in the business, start to become more and more human. Keep getting hits on him. Nice job by the defense, getting in his face, being physical. Make him feel your presence. Don't let him get comfortable back there in that pocket.
On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
Well, he's one of the best in the country, and after not getting any sacks a week ago, we knew he was going to be a little frustrated, but he told us this week he wasn't going to try to press. He was just going to go out in this game, be himself, knowing the numbers and the stats would come. He's off to a great start in this game.
They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. Had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled.
And he breaks into the open. At the 30. He's at the 10. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Florida State. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. Kickoff team is on the field. They'll try to drive this one deep. Fielded in the end zone. It's Stokes. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. Here comes that Alabama offense. They are trailing by 10 here, Jesse, but this is the type of team that seems comfortable in an offensive shootout.
You got to hold serve at this point, right? You got to drive the field, put some more points up on the board. Yeah, they just scored. You can answer that now and keep this thing close.
And I think you're used to that as offense. Like, football is so fast-paced now and you score so quickly, it's not that big of a deal to get down 10. You keep being aggressive.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Dropping back, it's Hess. Getting some heat. They get to him as he throws. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down.
Man, the defense smells blood in the water. You can tell they're getting to this quarterback over and over and over. They've already sacked him a couple times. They're just winning up front. They almost got another sack on that last play.
If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Makes the catch. It's Fung. And he was knocked down immediately short of the line to gain. They'll have to make a decision here. The Crimson Tide will bring a punt team on the field. Let's see what he can do with it. He's got great speed. Found a little running room on that one. Picked up some nice blocks before he's run out of bounds. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Moving the running back, forcing the defense to adjust. Touch pass on the jet sweep. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Two running backs alongside the quarterback. Looking downfield, it's Wells. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Pressure got to the QB that time. He was trying to find his check down out of the backfield, but the hit forced the incompletion.
Now facing a 3rd and long. The corners are walked up tight. Motion trying to get the defense to show his hand. Flushed out of the pocket. He's going to run it. Across the 25, he's got room. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down.
This is why everybody grows up and wants to be an offensive coordinator and not a defensive coordinator, because he can do that. He drops back. He's supposed to pass, but you know what? I'll just scramble around, and I'll just go get plenty of yards and pick them up and put them down, and I'm faster than most of your other guys, too, so good luck stopping.
Gets open down the middle. He was smelling that end zone, but they get him down at the 4 after the big pass play.
All right, defense. It ain't working, right? They're stringing together several 1st downs here. We're going to need to change this up, find something we can disrupt the quarterback and mess up this offense a little bit.
This defense might be reeling after those last 2 and now facing 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, no! On to attempt the try. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll bring it out. It's Stokes. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Boy, they've been caught in a buzzsaw here in the 1st half, but maybe a chance to carry some momentum into the break here.
It all comes down to this drive right here, Reese. Obviously, this offense hasn't had everything go right for them in the 1st half, but here's an opportunity, David, to execute some plays, put some throws together, and generate some points.
And you're right, Jesse, and this offense needs to start now. Like, we got to get some points on the board, create some momentum, and continue it, because you've dug yourself a significant hole.
Quarterback checking the play. To the air, it's Hess. Fires to the tight end. He threw that one with some serious heat. This senior quarterback doesn't need a lot of space to get it in there.
There's got to be a sense of urgency for this offense right now. They're trailing. They're going to be kicking off to open the 2nd half, so they need points. They need to go tempo. Maybe that last 1st down gets them a little bit of confidence.
Feeling some heat. He's in a world of trouble, and down he goes. A catastrophic loss on that play. On 2nd down, he'll fire. Spits it out to the back. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. And he's going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Seminole. Look, I know it's only the 2nd quarter, but we're starting to see a pretty significant gap develop between these two teams right now.
No doubt. When your defense is scoring, your offense is scoring, good things happening for your ball club. This defense on point, reading their scouting report, making big plays.
And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. So they got the touchdown, now going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half. Coming out with it, it's Stokes. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. He'll start this drive firing. And a sack all the way back at the 5. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. Looking for a man, it's Hess. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Incomplete. They took a shot to wrap up the half and came up empty. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. And the Seminoles will boot it away to start the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Stokes. Tackled at the 24 and almost breaks even with the yardage he would have gotten with a touchback. Here comes that Alabama offense. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive.
One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on fourth downs because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me too.
Got him downfield. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play.
Yeah, and you see some quarterbacks who hesitate to throw the ball in the middle. I love it when you attack the whole field. And the middle of the field and being able to throw over linebackers and between safeties is a big skill. But show that defense. You will attack everywhere.
Pocket starts to collapse. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. Looking for more room. And it's going to be a pick six. Touchdown, Florida State.
What an incredible individual effort by that big fella there. And Dave, you know, it's funny. I've been hearing more and more about how these D linemen are the best athletes on the field. What do you think?
I present to you Exhibit A. Look at the big fella. Not only does he make the catch, okay, so I can be a DB, I can be a wide receiver, I can catch it. I got the ball in my hands. Guess what else I am? I'm a running back. I take that thing all the way back to the house. Exhibit A, the best athletes on the football field.
They're about to kick it away, and the defense probably can't wait to get back out there after the pick six. He'll bring it out. It's Stokes. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. This possession will be a test after squandering that long drive, throwing a pick six, Jesse.
You're right, Reese. Well, I think this is really dependent, too, on the leaders in this huddle right now to step up and help this offense get back on pace here on this drive.
Yeah, and this defense is frothing at the mouth. They're excited. They're jacked up. They just made a big play. They got all the momentum, so they're ready to hunt.
He's got an open man. Oh, my. Circle, circle. Spinderella. Put him in the spin cycle and picked up the first down.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
And they got him for the sack.
And if your job is to irritate, to confuse, to hit, to make quarterbacks feel very uncomfortable, this defense is definitely doing their job. 6 sacks. That's the way to make the quarterback feel like he's having a hard day. He's had no response. This offensive line has no response. Just a sack party.
Looking for a man. It's Hess. Quarterback on the move, still looking. Fires to the right. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38.
And it's so hard to be on the run and make an accurate throw. It's just very tough. Very few people can do it. Again, we see the freaks and we see the highlights all the time, but that's a tough thing to do. He made it look pretty easy.
He's going to pass. Lofts one high and deep. Touchdown!
Look at that ball, boy.
And they'll put that scoreboard
He's
on
fucking
the
ball.
board and put 6 on the board. The AT unit on the field. The extra point is good, but the lead is still big, down 31-7. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. UAB just wrapped up 4 quarters worth of dominance on its way to a never-in-doubt victory. And that's really the standard there in Birmingham. They'll enjoy this one all week. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams. But, boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. He leaves it with his back. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
They can really be aggressive after that last play at 2nd and 3. He's looking to throw. He got his hands on it, but couldn't hold on to it. And what a time that would have been for their first pick of the game.
And that is the play the defense needed to turn the momentum around in this game. They needed somebody to step up and make a play. That should have been intercepted.
Faced with a 3rd and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. Looking downfield, it's Wells. Looking for a deep man. Intercepted. He goes out of bounds, but what a play to create a sudden change opportunity.
QB's got to pick and choose their spots when they want to be really aggressive and try to fit balls in tight windows. Great job on the DB making a big play, getting the ball back to its offense.
They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
Well, at this juncture in the game, with how the scoreboard looks, no question this offense is going to have to throw to get back in the game, and it's going to be tricky now because the defense is expecting it. You're going to throw into a lot of big zone coverages with everybody's eyes on the quarterback. Not going to be easy.
He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down.
When you play zone coverage and you got a wide receiver that's a beast, it becomes very, very difficult. Got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. They'll throw it on first down. Looking down the middle. And that is interception number 3 on the day. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And this ball looks like it just got away from the quarterback. I think he made the right decision. He was going to the receiver that seemed open, but just not very accurate on the throw, and that leads to the interception.
Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays, and I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw at this drop.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. To throw, it's Wells. Throws to the tight end. Makes a connection. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end.
Yeah, and tight ends aren't just line up and block guys anymore. These guys are athletes. You line them up all over the field. And nowadays, you even start to feature them more and more in the passing game.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. Just not willing to take the hit. He delivers it and gets to the 27.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. He's looking to throw. Grab near the marker. It's Gibson. And they finally haul him down, but not before the good catch and run.
Yeah, nice job finding my wide receiver. And then how about the wide receiver turning into a running back, getting upfield, getting some positive yards, and getting the first down.
The Seminoles are moving quickly down the field. They'll give it to the back. Works his way ahead for about 3. It's down at the 8. Second down here as they go back to work after the break. Leaves it with the running back. Touchdown, no! And the punishment has been extended. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And it was capped off with the 8-yard run. Fielded in the end zone, it's Stokes. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Here comes that Alabama offense. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my...
Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're